My mom beat me. I ran away from home and lived in the street. I came back home and I still got beaten because of gaming.
You get a lot of backlash from parents saying, we don't want them to waste their time or spend too much time playing video games, it's a waste of time. Esports is basically the competitive playing of video games. So there's casual gaming where you're playing it on a console, PC, or mobile phone. But then the competitive element, when that comes in, then it becomes esports and you're playing for prize.
Kibera is where I've lived most of my life. I do up to date. And I remember what got me into gaming was the first time my uncle came back home with a Nintendo. Na ilikuwa na ile game ya kushoot madak. So the first time I saw I was able to control something inside the TV, I was just like, I just seen all watu tumegrow tukiona Batman na gadgets nini. So I was like, naweza control kitu ndani ya TV, and I was sold. Then a little afterwards, I went to class 1 in Olympic, and next to the school waka open a place called After Homework. Now wakaleta magame. Then I wanted to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger when I grew up. So kwenda pale, the first game I saw was Tekken, and there was this king alikuwa na chest kwa machine. Nikaona nikasema wow, like this is everything. And then sasa kuingia play the experience plus beating the other kids, and nikasema this is the way.
You're looking at parents who view gaming as a waste of time. They're discouraging their kids from playing video games. They don't see any profit in their children engaging in this. So you get a lot of backlash from parents saying, we don't want them to waste their time or spend too much time playing video games, it's a waste of time.
My mom took a while to come on board because, she didn't grow up with this stuff. So, when your kid says, I'm playing video games and I'm competing and I'm winning, then you're like, she was just kind of confused.
My mom beat me. I ran away from home and lived in the street. I came back home and I still got beaten because of gaming.
And then there's a very big difference between gaming and video gaming in Kenya. So when I say gaming, people think about betting, gambling, and that's how video gaming has been classified. But the actual reality is there's a huge difference between gaming and video gaming. So gaming is a game of chance, but video gaming is a game of skill.
So largely we are dark in terms of content. We are dark in terms of competitions that are happening. We're not as much included in the international esports scene.
Many people would call competitive gaming or esports a subculture, but is it really when it packs this stadium for 2 days?
When we were growing up, we always played video games, and at some point through that life, you always thought about how would it look like to get paid to play video games for a living. While those opportunities were not available to us, we got to a point where we thought maybe we could make it possible for the generations that are coming after us.
Biggest game in the country for sure. I know FIFA is a big game. I know you play FIFA. A bunch of people out there play FIFA. The FIFA titles are really, really big. When it comes into looking at gaming from a mobile point of view, we have PUBG. It's really, really phenomenal. PUBG is a team-based game played on a mobile device. We have Call of Duty. We have a lot of other games which are quite popular.
Safaricom MobiPlay. The game is on. Mobilize your crew to secure all bragging rights and flex your skills on our mobile gaming challenge. Compete and find out who's the king of shooter, stacking, basketball, knifey, and other amazing games.
It doesn't really matter what platform you use to play, as long as you're playing that game. You're a gamer, it's as simple as that.
We decided to do esports because we figured there's a lot of youths in Africa. When you look at Africa, it's largely, in terms of demographics, it's 30% not 30%, rather than 70% of the population is under the age of 30. So you find these guys are really into new technology, emerging technologies, and they want to take advantage of these careers, so to say, the creative arts spaces.
Safaricom has been one of those partners that adopted esports early on. They understood the potential of gaming in Kenya and in Africa, and they understood the potential of esports within that ecosystem.
We knew that there's a very strong interest for young people in Kenya for esports through Blaze. We see that it's a global trend, and it's actually, let me say, a professional sports career. So we ask ourselves, what is the role that we can play to actually enable the young people in this country, our young consumers who have a very strong passion for this game, to actually become a bit better in the same. So we created, first we started by sponsoring some of the already existing tournaments like Nikon, but we decided we wanted to take gaming to the mashinani. So we created our own, I would say, gaming tournament with a couple of inputs from the people who have really been in that space, and took gaming through the whole country. Remember, we say we want to be a purpose-led technology company, and we define purpose in 3 areas: connecting people to people, people to knowledge, and people to opportunity. So when you think about our involvement in esports, it falls squarely in our involvement, connecting people to opportunity.
The partnership with Nikon was the first non-Blaze event that Safaricom was engaged in, and it will forever remain with us. So that kind of gave us that acclaim. It took us to the next level, where now brands are looking at us as there is something that is happening here, and it's worth listening to, it's worth taking note of. And that partnership with Safaricom really helped boost what we've been able to do up until now. It's not only the support from the tournaments, but as well as things like infrastructure, internet, and things in kind that were able to boost the experience, whether it was Nikon or PSG engagements.
Even having media cover the whole experience was really profound, because we had a lot more coverage. And I think a lot more brands got into the space, and they were a little bit more comfortable in saying, if Safaricom is doing this, we'll also follow the same journey.
Safaricom, in conjunction with Blaze through the summits, set up the Blaze Esports tournaments that were in the different counties around Kenya. We saw a lot of gamers coming out in the different regions, places you didn't expect to find gamers.
I think part of the things that were my highlights was going to a place like Mariakani, where it's just it's like a truck town, and you're finding there's a lot of gamers within that community. We were able to create those experiences and expose a lot more gamers than we actually thought we'd find. So, good example for me was Flossan Mawano is one of the popular FIFA gamers in Nairobi. He traveled all the way to Eldoret to play against the people there, because he thought his chances were going to be better there compared to people in Nairobi. Guess how far he went? He was kicked out within the first round.
And he's through. And a goal it is. They've nudged in front, thanks to...
And actually, I think he was kicked out by a chick playing FIFA.
That was the very first game to be played, actually. I was tensed, it is a hall that is full of men. I mean, there is no female energy around. So, the whole time I'm really focusing on the fact that, hey, you're the only lady here. But still, at the end of the day, I knew I wanted to win.
I participated in the Blaze Esports tour. I won the Tekken 7 challenge.
Hakuna tournament nimetoka number 1. The highest I've got is number 2. And then there was Kombat X in 2018 by Pro Series Gaming. You remember? Saying I'm the beast. Yes, guys came all the way from Zambia, Uganda, Tanzania, and I was top 8 among them.
First time we gave out prize money as Pro Series Gaming, we gave out 1 million Kenya shillings, and people talked about it. It was such a big buzz around town. Who are these guys who are giving out 1 million Kenya shillings? But guess what? There's a 16-year-old who won $3 million playing Fortnite.
Gamers are part of the best paid, pro athletes. Just that people don't consider them, athletes.
you're a job yourself, because you're investing in yourself, the time to practice, the time to master the skills and everything.
I'd say be bold enough, hone your skill, hone your craft, build your brand, because at the end of the day, what people are looking at is your brand. Build your brand, position your brand strategically, be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are hanging low right now. There's a lot of people who are looking to get brand influencers in the gaming spaces, and there's a lot of people who are trying to get to the next level.
Esports has been gaining momentum, throughout the whole world. And I think it's going to become a mainstream sport. We see in 2022, I think it will show up in the Asian Games. And in 2024, it might debut in the Olympics. So once a game is in the Olympics, it has become, I would say, mainstream.